Thousands of school children in the Eastern Cape are without scholar transport after the provincial department failed to make provisions. The Legal Resource Centre is now taking government to court. Let's talk about it, but let's also focus on the impact of this on learners and their families. The director at Khula Community Development Project, Petros Majola, joins us now. Petros, good morning to you, and thank you so much for your time. You're one of 3 entities that are being represented in court. Share with our viewers how this matter got to this point, to where you have to actually take government to court.
Good morning to you and the viewers at home, at work or wherever they are watching from. The reason we have taken this matter to court, where we have approached the Legal Resources Centre to represent not only us, but the children out there who are unable to get to school, is that since the beginning of the school the year 2024, there has been a number of kids who have not been in a classroom. And even if they have managed to get to school, they arrive in school very tired. They need about an hour to rest before they can start with the work of the day. And also, we have some learners or children in our case, because we represent children. There are some children who have not even written the test for term 1 of 2024 school year, which means that they will not be able to get any marks for term 1. So I am not sure how the department will result them when they're issuing their academic performance report. Now, these learners do qualify, but I suspect that there was a miscalculation. That's my thinking. So the department could have their own version. That maybe when they look at the financial year, they do not keep anything to start the year from January to end of March. That could have been the reason, because now they are saying when schools reopen, everything will be sorted out. And I said, it could be, although I have no confidence in that, because there's quite a number of children who walk very, very long and dangerous roads from home to school and back home, which means that there is a lot that the department has to do also in looking, monitoring and evaluation, where they are able to say, so many kids have applied, that number has been approved. Because look, there's no way that 50 children can apply for a scholar transport from village A to village B, and you only approve out of that 50, 45. Why would that remaining 5 be able to get to school? Which means the calculation is not well. So that is the reason we've taken them to court, and also the fact that parents are using that money they receive for child support. They take that money to pay for private transport, and they said it shouldn't be like that in a democratic society where government has pledged a free education for our children.
Petros, you outline a number of things that are really problematic. This is the academic year that's being compromised, the dangerous conditions under which children finally make it to school, the fact also that their parents' budgets or their caregivers' budgets are compromised because they've got to find money to do this. But also the areas, some of the areas in which these children live, have rivers, for example, where it's very difficult for the kids to cross. And we understand, just reading some of the stories, that the kids have to take their school uniforms off to get into the water. It's very, very cold. Of course, it's going to be worse in the winter months. So the prejudice and the impact on children and their families is really extreme and major. I just would like for you to share with us, and you have explained what some of the possible reasons could have been as to why the situation has developed. But what have you heard officially from the provincial and national authorities as to why this money was not made available, especially given that these children that are affected do qualify?
That's what confuses us, because we were saying we fail to understand when government says budgetary challenges or constraints have led to this chaos. Now we are saying it is the money, but that money is sitting at the wrong pocket where people are not able to manage and plan properly. Because if you are planning well, you would never get to a stage where you are saying, I do not have money or we ran short of money. There is something that is not going well to people who are doing the planning and to those who are doing the MME. Because if you are doing the proper monitoring and evaluation, you would never run out of money before the end of the year. But now, what I suspect was done, they planned up to the end of 2023. Now, when waiting for the budget of 2024, 2025, they forgot. That's the assumption. I'm just taking that privilege of assuming without putting the blame on anyone. But they forgot that there will be January, February, March before we get a new budget at the beginning of April. You also talk about those kids who cross rivers. It makes me get more confused because last year already we buried a number of children who were taken away by strong river current. And those kids lost their lives while they were going to school. And in other areas, when the class or the school just starts at 8 o'clock and then 8:30, the teachers would see that a strong rain or a heavy rain is coming. They have to release all learners who are going to cross rivers on their way back home. Now, where is education?
Right.
Now, we want 85%. Where shall we get 85% pass rate from if we have a very big start? So it means not only the Department of Education has to work hard for the 85%, but the municipalities must make sure of a proper infrastructure in terms of roads, bridges, and even lighting of those gravel roads so that the school transport can run smooth to and from school. And then the Department of Transport can speed up the process of awarding those tenders to people who will be ferrying our children to and from school.